Welcome back. It's Michael Rogers. Welcome to BodyWorkBoxing. Man. Man, this is a funny time in boxing right now, man, and it's been a while since I've been live. It's been a while since I've been live. And man, it's an odd time in boxing right now. You know, I was hoping I'm hoping somebody will come in here and explain some things, because back on December the 6th of 2022, December the 6th, that's when I was highlighting this whole situation. So I've been following it, and I see a lot of people switching up energies, man. And it's crazy because, you know, it's going to be one day you're going to have your purple veins moment. Like when Earl Spence recently checked purple veins. You're going to have your purple veins moment where one of these boxers is going to call you out for flip-flopping, man. Live and on air. They're going to put your name up in lights, man. Just like Earl, man. When Earl asked purple veins, like, yeah, I want to know why you switching, because right before that company, we were pro Spence and this and that, man. That's why I say, man, this channel ain't for everybody. You know, this is for the boxing purists, which we try to be to the fullest extent. But we don't flip flop, man. You know how many people I done fell out with because I was calling them out on, you know, whatever it was, and I was wrong, and I was all this, and I was worthy to be ignored, and, you know, talked about it, sneak this. You know how many people we done fell out, and they done flipped over now. That's why I say, man, in real time, I call it how it is in real time. You don't got to worry about me changing. I was talking about this Shakur and Devin Haney stuff on 12/6/2022. After that interview from the mob came out, you know, their little moment, that was the equivalent to the red hoodie, black hoodie moment between Spence and Bud. That was like that equivalent. That was like the new age equivalent on social media where they went at it. After that, that's when I started looking at everything, and I said, you know what? They had a silent agreement. A lot of things came out back then. But we're not going to go over that unless somebody come over here and answer some things, man. I got free smoke. I want all of this smoke. All of this smoke. So if you can come give it, you know, Sav, you can come provide smoke, or if you got something, come over. Just don't be a casualty, man. Because I see a lot of people energy, man. It's like, it's a whole top flight security of the world, Craig moment going on right now when it come down to this young Lord Devin Haney, man. Y'all really perceive the guy to be Black Jesus, man. It's getting a little weird, man. I seen a whole title for a show today talking about why Shakur don't have the same energy for Loma that he got for Devin. Now this knee pad wearing, tonsil jewelry having on, throat coat using, wrist strap popping, OnlyFans. Don't see that Devin don't have the same energy. Why Devin don't have the same energy? That's when you know that you are an OnlyFans. If you don't have the same energy for Devin, why are you asking why Shakur? Why are you asking about Loma? Why are you not focusing on Devin and Shakur? Why are you not saying, why don't Devin have the same energy? All these big fights, you would think with all these big fights being made and everybody doing their thing, right? You would think that the cycle will go on and we would just keep getting it, right? Because this year is epic as far as getting the big fights. But all I hear is a bunch of people defending why a quote unquote, I guess Muslim or whatever dude supposed to be generous, Allah, giving riches, wealth, prosperity, giving the homeless people fried chicken and fries. They're offering Shakur Stevenson, who outsells him, outviews him on ESPN, justifying why this man getting a low ball offer. Why? So you got to be a low ball? Don't that speak to character? And they want to pull all, oh well, Man, because if he got to endure this, he got to have his Floyd Mayweather. They want Devin Haney to be Floyd Mayweather so bad that y'all are going to break this man's heart when he finally wake up and realize that he is Devin Haney. He has a good jab, but he's been the benefactor of having all of the advantages in every fight he's fighting. Taller, longer, bigger size. Every guy. He went to war with Lomachenko when everybody was already saying he was washed. This the man that called Lomachenko over 2 years ago. 2 years, 9 months now. He was too old and too small when he saw his performance. Went to war with that man. Got outlanded by that man. Only thing his saving grace was, like I keep repeating, was doing that body work. That's the only thing that saved him. But now he can stand at the mountaintop and act like, oh, I done fought the who's who in boxing and I deserve this. Now you are undisputed by fighting Kambosos twice. Cool. But now that you're in a position where you can call shots, now you kind of iffy. Now you kind of iffy. And I hear a bunch of people, man, I've never heard a bunch of grown men. I've never heard a bunch of grown men sit around and argue and debate as to whether or why Devin shouldn't fight Shakur, or he should look the other way, or he should do. I don't get it, man. But people be calling themselves best fight the best. No, it's the best fighter first in your eyes. See no evil. They about to, I'm putting this on record. The reason why I wanted to go live is because they are getting ready to, and they are in the process of smearing Shakur Stevenson just like they did Gary Russell Jr. That's what they doing. When you think about it, because the narrative was, oh man, he was going to give Gary Russell Jr. the highest payday he ever had. But they wanted Gary Russell Jr. to be on a 3-fight deal. Think about that. So he lowballing Shakur now, and everybody saying, oh man, because he lost his belt. I was like, what? Are y'all justified? I've never heard that come from no fans, man. I don't know what kind of fans y'all are. But if you know that the amount of butts that your favorite fighter put in seats don't add up to the amount of money that he's getting paid without the company being lopsided, you, my friend, are bad for boxing. Boxing will go out of business if so many fighters was getting paid so much that the butts that they put in seats didn't fulfill their contract alone, not everything else. You will go out of business. We've seen recent examples here of that happening, but I've never heard fans put on their promoter hats, put on their matchmaking hats, and say, oh, nah, man, see, that's why he don't need to fight Shakur, man, not right now. Devin Haney come out and say, I'm not in a rush to fight Shakur Stevenson. That's not a fight that I'm in a rush to take right now. And people that have thousands of people watching them are backing Devin Haney, saying they don't think that Shakur Stevenson really want to fight. I can't make this up, man. I thought it was Fanboy Fridays, not Fanboys Forever. Oh, man, y'all, hey, man, the boxing community is making me weak, man. Now we got this whole talking crazy. That's the new saying. Like, remember when Nicki Minaj came out with that saying, truffle butter, and everybody was talking about that all over the summer? Now the new saying is, if ever somebody say talking crazy, that means you just overdoing it. You OV. You being extra. Like, that's the new saying now, talking crazy. So apparently, because Boots didn't cut the ring off that well last fight, if people point that out in last fight, they were talking crazy. But because he put on this performance with Vila the way he did, where he stopped the man that never been stopped. Salute. And it's clear that Vila had a chin. But when you put on your boxing cap and you start breaking it down and analyzing it, it's like Vila and them had the wrong game plan. And people had the nerve to say that Ugas just stood in front of Errol Spence. Ugas was moving around until he went to that body. Vila and company decided before the fight, and I got it on according to my own head. It's already on wax. That's why I'm glad I don't ever change up. According to my old head, I said, man, if Vila and company, if his coaching them really are geared towards going in there and just standing in front of Boots, then they must be willing to allow Boots to go ahead and hit him with some kind of Mortal Kombat type combination. It's on wax. That is not the best game plan because Karan, he had the superior footwork, but he ran too much. Vila didn't move enough. So the comfortable balance is somebody that can just in between as far as the movement. And also somebody that's, you know, his same size. Because Boots is a big boy, man. But he got the job done. He got Buddy out of there. He finished the job. You know, De La Santos looked explosive. He been calling out Shakur. So Shakur, I'm saying right now, man, because I also was talking about at the same time the kind of fan and content creator I am. I was saying, hey, man, De La Santos is calling for the smoke, man. He's 23 years old, man. He's calling for the smoke. When all these other people turned you down, Shakur, go to where the smoke is now. You got Frank Martin, who I believe he has one of the highest boxing IQs in the game, and I've got something coming out on that. But you got Frank Martin, who Earl already said they're co-signed. He got a show coming up. He got an ordeal coming up. And you got Edwin De La Santos. Shakur, that man if you say he just want a payday, then you go out, since you see what Devin just did now, go ahead and make it happen with De La Santos. Go ahead and make it happen with De La Santos. If you want, you can take care of Loma, but it looked like Loma don't want to fight because he's thinking he gonna get some get back with Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? You can get caught up in that whole web the way a lot of fighters got caught up chasing behind Canelo and in the tangle web that he wove and is still weaving. You can get caught up in that Devin Haney web if you want, but he just showed you he don't want no smoke. He don't want no smoke. He ran out the ring when you was in the ring. He said he wasn't in no rush to fight you. That fight happened later down the road. Bill Haney, I ain't never heard Bill Haney revert back to allowing Devin to hear from Devin all that time. Most of the time, he's been the loudest person in the room, in every room that he's ever in, on every platform. He's always the loudest one. I've never heard him revert back to Devin so much, except for when Shakur Stevenson's name come up. Never. So Shakur, you can get caught up and you can stay up in this Devin Haney web all you want. You can do that, young man. But I would suggest you go ahead and get you some of that De La Santos smoke. Go ahead and defuse that grenade. He's stacking over there. He building up a reputation right there. Get him while, you know what I'm saying? Get him before his britches get too big. Go ahead and make that happen. Either that or Frank Martin after he show out, you know, against this guy. D'Artagnan, you know, whatever his name is. Well, man, the boxing community is acting real weird, and y'all people take bets from these people. Y'all people listen to these people. Y'all people ignore that there are some major, huge channels who have flip-flopped on this Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford fight. Back and forth, back and forth. They flip-flop. And y'all listen to them. Y'all listen to them. Well, don't listen to them when it come down to this Shakur and Devin. Don't listen to them when it come down to that. You know why? Because in any other scenario, because when I break it down that, okay, if you say that Devin Haney chased Lomachenko for 4 years, if you're going to say that, then okay. You chased Lomachenko for 4 years. And then when it came down for him to fight, for y'all to fight, you allow him to push you through your religious time. When you were supposed to do your religious thing, you allow Lomachenko to push you back. So Tank and the Clink, and you like, why I gotta wait? Why? Because that's probably the biggest payday you would ever get. That's the biggest stage you could ever be on. That's the fight that mean everything because you didn't clout chase Tank all these years. That's the biggest fight. But you can't wait for him, but you let Loma push your Ramadan back and you chase him for 4 years. That math ain't mathing. That math ain't mathing. And then you get in the ring with Lomachenko after the Ortiz fight and you run all up on him, all in his face. But when Shakur get in your ring, you run out the ring. That energy ain't adding up either. That energy ain't adding up either. And then you lowball the man with an offer and then say, oh, he don't want it because he got to do what Floyd had to do when, newsflash, you ain't Oscar De La Hoya at the time. You're not Floyd at the time. Shakur is a multi-division champion. Granted, he didn't fight those Shaqy Foster. Granted, he didn't fight the Gary Russell Jr. But he trying to fight you, though. That's where it get a little hairy. That's where it get a little hairy. He trying to fight you, though. Nah, you thought y'all was gonna go. You thought y'all was gonna be like two boa constrictors out there in the Amazon jungle, just side by side, just moving on up the road, just climbing on up for the longest time, right? You don't want no smoke, man. Or at least, man, if you're gonna have your fans out here stooping to such low standards, man, at least tell them to get these knee pads, man. Put in code DHP. Get them knee pads, man. They Kevlar cap. They got like 1,000 thread count in them. They silky smooth, man. They are silky smooth, man. They're like slippers for your knees. Because that energy ain't the same, man. Now we got big channels talk about, oh man, who's ducking? What do you mean, who's ducking? If a man come in there and get inside your ring, where was the energy? Where was the energy like when you push Loma? Try to knock his soul out his body with a shove and then get outlanded and get your head snapped back like a Paris dispenser inside the fight. Where's that energy at for Shakur when he was in your ring? You definitely ain't got that energy for Tank, but you talk that stuff after y'all saw each other in person. Say, oh man, when I saw him in person, he ain't want nothing. Like nobody even knew about that, so that's like a crazy move to even put that out there, but you act like that. Why are you lowballing this man? Why y'all co-signing that man? It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense, man. I was hoping somebody will come on, man, and tell me. Tell me why. But in the meantime, man, I salute the boots, man. I think De Los Santos, man, he just like messed up my lower. He started off where my parlay went left because he just took his foot off the brake, man. I guess he wanted to have a clean, pristine performance because he did carry that out. I think early on, probably about the third rounds, man, that man, Joseph Adorno, put his hands in his pockets. You know how when you go in the store and your mom, you know, she been over and tell you, all right, now look, don't touch nothing you can't pay for, and you ain't got no money in your pocket. What you do? You put your hands in your pockets. He made that man put his hands in his pockets, man. I guess it was a noble gesture, man, because I'm thinking, man, De Los Santos around the 9th or 10th, man. I had him down for stopping Adorno in the 9th or 10th. He just was like, hey, man, I'm up, man. I don't want to get silly. I don't want to give nobody. I don't want to give nobody no footage of me getting caught or they can't flip this no kind of way. I would have loved him to go ahead and finish it off like Boots did. I would have loved him because if he would have capped it off like Boots did, man, everybody would be talking about him today. But I think he get overshadowed because he did the noble gesture and spared my man Adorno, man. His corner was talking about throwing in the towel, man. And I'm going to tell y'all, man, De Los Santos is looking real dangerous. Him and Shakur right now, him and Frank Martin right now would be electric. Him and Frank Martin, they might be on a crash collision. I think Frank Martin, he's a little bit closer to achieving his goals, but, you know, it might be one of them things like, man, I'm looking up above, I'm closer to my shot, so I ain't going to risk it. It might be one of them kind of things, but you talking about real smoke, like you talking about people that ain't going to run from no smoke, people that's running it, because this same De Los Santos been calling for Isaac Cruz. I think that would be electric. Yoelvis Gomez, man, technique-wise, I think he got a lot of flaws, man. I think Goosen could not. he could not get it to translate for Yoelvis Gomez to stop throwing that uppercut, man. First of all, when you a southpaw, you on the inside, and you throw that uppercut, and when you throw that uppercut, your body is to the left of your opponents. You are, man, if they have any kind of coordination, the right is right there all night, man. He could not adjust. He got cracked with the right, and you know, it just didn't look good, man. It just looked like he couldn't make adjustments. He got power, but he put mustard on everything. He's not a concise puncher, but a patient guy, you know, a patient guy with some decent head movement, and, you know, not even the best pop in the world, but have a sharp punch, straight punches, would do real bad damage, would make short work out of Yoelvis if he don't clean up everything. He got some cleaning up to do. I ain't saying it's over for him, but that guy Marquise Taylor did what he was supposed to do, man. He living out his dream. Salute to him for the win. Salute to Marquise Taylor out there in Houston, man. Glad you was able to have some success. That was big, man. I saw the emotions, man. All that hard work, all that training, being in that foxhole, getting all that good tutelage, going hard in the gym, going hard in the paint. It all paid off, young man. Salute. Salute. And Flacco, man. Flacco got a lot to clean up, man. You know, I think that for guys that's going to allow him, for guys who don't have enough pop to really put him out of there, but just going to allow him to just pretty much stand in front of you, man, and tee off. I mean, outside of that, man, I mean, I think he got to get some movement. He got to learn how to create some angles. I mean, it's not like he didn't touch Boots a couple times, but, you know, my old head K was saying, man, he need to mount the whole fight. He kept saying he need to mount an offense. He need to mount an offense. You know, but salute the Boots for doing this thing, man. He got the job done under the big bright lights. You know, and, you know, he's still talking spicy, but I think the Spence Crawford stuff, man, I think it's a reach, man, unless he head them guys off and meet him at 54. I mean, Jermell Charlo he just dared to be great and just say, hey, I'm going to go fight Canelo at 68. You know, some people are grabbing the bull by the horns full to say, hey, man, look, I'm going over to Japan. I want all of the smoke. You know what I'm saying? So I like to see him against Ugas. I would like to see Keith Thurman against Stan Giannis. But ultimately, I want to see Stan Giannis and Boots get it on. But I want to see Ugas. I think Ugas and if Boots could do something like that to Ugas, if he can break Ugas down, because I think a boxer like Ugas, man, who go to the body, you know, who's sturdy, I think that would be a good challenge for Boots in this next fight. I think that would be the next best challenge. Yeah, man, but I thought, man, somebody would come on here and explain to me, you know, this fanboys are us spirit that's floating around out here, man. Why are we justifying why this fight shouldn't happen? Why are you sitting up there being creative in ways to put energy toward this fight not happening? And we wonder why it took Pacquiao and Floyd so long. We wonder why it took Earl and Bud so long. Because of that. You giving this man a reason to go up and move. We can get that fight now, because I'm telling you, I'm waiting to see if Devin entertained this offer that allegedly that Regis Prograis sent out. I want to see the verdict of that, because if we do that, all sins are forgiven in my book. All sins are forgiven. If that's the move and he do that, all sins are forgiven. Even though they said there would only be one champion at 35 for the rest of 2023. So unless he don't plan on fighting for the rest of the year, it sounds like Regis trying to make something happen. But if he were to do that, because Regis is a bona fide champion, and that would be a good move up, and I know Regis would give Devin a fight. You know what I'm saying? I know Regis would give Devin a fight. All sins will be forgiven. Otherwise, man, you might as well go ahead and put that bill on, man. We might as well put a bill on Devin. Literally. That duck bill. Because you can't say, oh, no, I'm not going to wait for Tank. And then, oh, man, well, Shakur ain't accept the offer. Devin like, look, man, the money on the dresser, man. The money on the dresser. Devin leaving $5. I mean, yeah, Devin leaving $5 on the dresser for Shakur, man. That's job disrespectful, man, when you claim that you the best, man. You got grown men who wear knee pads for a living calling you master class when you got outlanded by Little Lomachenko, who you were taller, longer, and way bigger than. You got outlanded by total punches, power punches, jabs. Only thing you did better than him was the body work, 49-9. And that's a, man, you know this is BodyWorkBoxing, so I salute that. But and that's what helped you win. That's why it all ties in together. So I salute you for that. But let's be honest. Let's stop being fanboys, man. I thought somebody would come on here, man, and you know, answer some questions for me, but I don't know if this reaching out to people, but look for this to be a regular thing. I'm gonna start going live again, man. Don't be a fanboy. You know, if you looking for the healthy alternative to opinion-based content, look no further. I got knee pads, throat coat, wrist straps, tonsil jewelry, and I also have the truth. You know what I'm saying? I got all that. That's all I got. That's all I got for you. You know what I'm saying? When I look at it, that's all I got for you. So I thought maybe somebody would come out here and you know, say answer some questions or do something, man. But look for this to be a regular thing, man. Anyways, thanks for everybody who tuned in. Thanks for everybody who chime in on the playback, man. If you want some smoke, holler at your boy. I'll set up the meeting, man. You don't got to worry about getting muted. You ain't got to worry about being cursed out and shamed. You might get your feelings hurt. But if you really want some smoke, come holler at me. I got it for the free 99. Thanks for tuning in here at BodyWorkBoxing, where we don't take things for face value. We do that body work.